And good morning. This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com. Well, not Deep Dish Football. This is just Coach Big Pete. Time to talk Week 6 college football games, news, whatever. It's been fun the last 5 weeks to talk about, so might as well talk about it again this week. Again, I'm not a fan of one favorite school. I'm sort of in between. I really do like Georgia Tech and Navy. I do admit that. But I don't have a favorite school like most recruiting writers and all that other stuff. And I don't have schools that pay for my son's or daughter's tuition. I'm sorry. Yeah, the secret. Sorry about that. But just go through a few of the games and everything else, and see how it goes. Talk about some of the games. Talk about some of the teams. Make some jokes. This is where I can get a little bit of the naughty talk and can swear a little bit more. So just a little bit warning, just to have some fun times, and let's just talk. Week 6 college football. Geez, it's time flies by when you have shitty games. There's been not that many upsets, and I'm pretty angry about that. Really angry. Okay, let's go start talking. Clemson, Wake Forest. That's a no-brainer. Clemson, Iowa at Illinois. Illinois at Iowa. I'm gonna have to go with my boys in Iowa Hawkeyes. Lovie Smith's gonna have another tough year with critics, and he's got to face recruiting writers that are against him. Yeah, that sucks. Penn State versus Northwestern. Oh, I'm gonna give Penn State the win, but I'm gonna have to say watch out for Northwestern. This is the typical Northwestern game where they upset a big team, especially at this week. Toledo, East Michigan, two teams that heavily recruit the state of Illinois. Go with Toledo. Georgia versus Vanderbilt, Georgia. Virginia versus Duke, Virginia. Actually, I'm gonna give it to Duke. Syracuse, Pittsburgh, Syracuse. Pittsburgh's quarterback coach is actually Sean Watson, huh? Yeah, former SIU coach. He does a really good job coaching. Miami versus Florida State. Miami. 3 points. That's a good game. I'm going to give it to Florida State. I think Florida State can upset Miami. Notre Dame, North Carolina, Notre Dame. Purdue, Minnesota. That's actually a hell of a game. Two rising and upcoming teams. Fleck with Minnesota, Purdue with Brome. It's a good game. I'm gonna give it to Minnesota. I know I'm just gonna go even. I'm not even gonna name it a team. LSU, Florida. LSU has to do something. I think they might do something this week. They might win. West Virginia, TCU. I think West Virginia can get the upset. I got West Virginia. Navy, Air Force, of course, Navy. Appalachian State versus New Mexico State. Appalachian State. Ohio State, Maryland. Maryland is playing spoilers in a lot of games, but I'm going to give it to Ohio State. Arkansas, South Carolina. Colorado State, Utah State, no one cares. Colorado State. Houston, SMU, Houston. Texas, Kansas State. Alabama versus Texas A&M. Can Texas A&M upset Alabama like they did with Johnny Manziel? No. Alabama. Michigan State, Michigan. Colorado, Arizona. I got Arizona. Rich Rod in his little spread read option run. He likes that crap. He'll win that one. Wisconsin, Nebraska. I'll go with Wisconsin, of course. Washington State played spoiler against USC against the Oregon. I'm going to give it to Oregon. Stanford at Utah. Stanford. I got Stanford as for the win. Not that many games. Again, last week they had some upsets, but it's been another blah. This is starting to become a little border of a bore as a college football season. Syracuse, Dino Baber's doing a good job. He's picking up some great recruits. University of Miami is looking good. God, Miami, Florida, you know what they need to do? If they want to be a good team, update your facilities, because there's a lot of recruits that are bitching and complaining that your facilities suck. You got facilities from the 80s. Miami, Florida needs to update their facilities. I'll talk a little bit about Iowa State. Iowa State's doing a good job recruiting. They offered few big kids in the state of Illinois. SMU, Houston's looking okay. Cincinnati's looking great. They made a great bunch of key great offers for University of Cincinnati. That coach is doing a hell of a job out of Fickle. Coach Fickle's doing a hell of a job out of Cincinnati. Maryland's doing a good job too. Nebraska, no one knows what they want to do with Nebraska. Nebraska should go back to what they know. Hire the Navy coach. Bring back the triple option. Stop with all this passing BS, Nebraska. You're not going to get the top recruit. Those recruits are not interested in going to school in Nebraska, and that's the honest truth. Um, you have to attract. This is going to have to be a team built on technique, and Nebraska knows that. Um, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, again, like I said, Daniel Babers is doing a hell of a job for that school. Iowa versus Illinois. Cook Fair's getting some key 2019 recruits. Illinois. I consider this Lovie Smith's first year. Last year, he was hired too late in the March. I consider that this is Lovie Smith's officially first year coaching. Arkansas, South Carolina, blah, no one cares about that game. Texas, you put so much money into a program and they just end up losing. Penn State doing a good job. Coach Franklin's doing a hell of a job for Penn State. Michigan State. Michigan State is sort of in rebuilding mode. A lot of people have been calling to get Dan Antonio fired. You're not going to find another better coach than Michigan State for football. I'm sorry to say that to you guys, but keep Dan Antonio. Their coaching staff does a great job. Washington State, unbelievable job by Mike Leach. That run and shoot offense is unbelievable. I called upset too, so I'm happy about that. So it's going to be interesting. Georgia, Vanderbilt looking good in the recruiting trail. That's about it. Not that much. A couple good D3 games too. A lot of D3 games to keep a close eye out for, especially in Wisconsin Athletic Association and Iowa Intercollegiate Association too. I think the big thing still is people still processing the Louisville information. Local media outlets trying to paint the coaches as the villains, which they are, but still not pointing their finger at the shoe companies for being involved in that crap, and they should be. And the news was that they're looking into Alabama and everything else. They should also be looking at publications, recruiting publications, and that too. They should be definitely taking a look into that, but they won't. But again, like I've said this before, recruiting publications have been known, and it's known through the inner circle. They have been taking money to boost teams' stocks, teams' recruiting rankings, just for publicity. They've been known to do it in the 90s, in the 2000s, and still today. They need to go through that. Just saying. But this is Coach Big Pete. Week 6. I'm yawning because looking at these games. But it should be a interesting week, hopefully for some upsets. But Coach Big Pete for college football week 6, talking in that and a little bit of recruiting news. Also, feel free to send me an email, coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com, if you like my work. If you want me to do interviews and all that, just let me know. If you want, also looking for advertisers and sponsors, emails coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. If you like my work, please go to deepdishfootball.com on the right-hand section. Feel free to leave a donation for my work and everything else. And schools, I don't take scholarships, so I don't have any kids, so I can't take any scholarships for them. I'm joking, but it's true. It's sad but true. Have a good day.